Hey guys, good morning. I just made it back through the freezing fog. OMG. So honestly, it didn't turn out too bad. It's really weird. I don't know if you guys experience this with the weather, but it's one of those days, and we've had a couple of them lately, where like some objects, it just is dripping. Like the pavement's wet, like elevated surfaces are wet, but then a car windshield will be frozen. And it's like, how does that work? Like, how did the car windshield get frozen if everything else is melting? I don't know. I'm lost. But anyway, I am sitting here in the parking lot waiting for the car to thaw out. And wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update behind the scenes. Sorry I haven't been very vocal on everything, but sometimes, like, I'm told a lot of things in confidence, right? Especially working with the new company. You know, there's a lot of inside information I have, and it's like, I'm hesitant, like, even saying it on here because I don't want the wrong thing to get out and things to get misconstrued, and you know how it goes. But no, bottom line, we had kind of a freight shortage the other night. Of course, I was off due to the snow. And then we had a freight shortage. Then we had a canceled load the other night. So I've been off for a couple nights. I'm just now getting back to work. But I got a text from my new boss, and he's a great guy. Like, he really is. Consider him family. I got a text from him the other night. It was my last night off due to the canceled load, I believe. And I'm sitting at home, he texted me, he said, hey, we may, just letting you know, we may have to go ahead and pull the truck off of this dedicated run stuff and do like OTR stuff or do random stuff. And I just was like, I was trying to keep a positive attitude about it, and I ultimately did. But at the same time, like, I just felt like a blow. It's like, come on, I've spent so much time and effort to get a dedicated run. I have went through 2 different companies when I first moved to Kansas City, and then I've went through 2 more companies now trying to keep a dedicated run that gets me close to home. And so to hear something like that, so I questioned him a little more. I was positive about it, like I wasn't gonna be negative about it, but I was like, why, what's going on? You know, what now? And so apparently there's a freight shortage, and it's costing the company so much money in combination with, you know, him recently having a heart attack. So his finances are already depleted because he was out of work. And then, you know, on this run, he makes a little profit off of me, but not near enough to, you know, bring the whole company back because the truck's not been moving. So I guess our backhaul loads fell through, if I can talk about that. Our backhaul loads, we were planning on getting backhaul loads and splitting it and also doing this run, and it was gonna work out really good. Like, we had a whole plan. Like, I'd go pick up the backhaul in Joplin, right? Where you guys have seen that place in Joplin. I'd pick it up in Joplin, which is like an hour at best. It's right off the highway, it's so easy. And then I would bring it back to KC, and then I would get paid like half my daily salary just to bring it back up here and drop the trailer in the parking lot, where Carl would then pick the trailer up and take it on into live delivery during the day. So we essentially would split the profits. It was going to work out really good. And then the backhaul loads fell through. So it's just a trucking thing. Like, honestly, things will pick back up. Everybody's slow. Like, YouTube income, I got slapped. They docked me 75% on my YouTube income. Like, I've lost almost all my YouTube income in 1 month. But it's the same across the board. Like, people are doing videos about it all over. It's just because it's after Christmas, the advertising companies aren't spending the money on the advertising. You know, same thing. People aren't buying things because they spent all their money on Christmas, right? So the purchases aren't picking back up. There's always a slump in January in the trucking industry, and it always picks back up. It's temporary. But nevertheless, bottom line, it appears where the finances are at on the boss's end And he hasn't gone into detail with me, but just reading between the lines, he needs to do something different. So we have an option we're kind of throwing around, and I'm just going to let you guys in on it. Don't say this publicly, because we just talked about it privately last night, but you guys are my top supporters and like family, and I want you guys to know like the decisions I face behind the scenes. So here's the scenario. Apparently we've got an offer from an oil field company that needs containers taken, like basically just taken and dropped at oil rig sites down in New Mexico. Yeah, New Mexico. You know, Roswell, the aliens, you know, little green men. Who knows what's out there in those fields? You wonder where the oil comes from. It's from all the dead aliens. So we've got this company that's apparently making a very, very extremely lucrative offer, which is very common in the oil field. And essentially, here's the offer. I won't give like exact figures, but the offer is up to like 3 times my salary. And I would work 5 days, 2 days off every day, like 2 days off, every weekend off. And then every 4th week, I would have a full week off. So I wouldn't work all week. Like, I'd have the whole week off to travel or go travel, storm chase, go places, come back home, whatever. The bad thing is we'd be living like in temporary living, and it'd be in New Mexico. Be like in Albuquerque. So, I don't know. I definitely don't want to do it without Jordan. Like, that's for sure. I definitely don't want to go without him. I don't want to go months without seeing Jordan. It's just not a healthy thing. I don't want to get in the habit of that. So, what I would probably do, since the offer is very lucrative, if we take it, is have Jordan quit his job. I pay Jordan as a contractor for YouTube. So I'd split the profits with Jordan so he can stay at home / help me in the oil field, like take stuff out there and deliver it. Apparently it's not hands-on stuff like oil field. It's just literally running a truck down a dirt road and, you know, taking totes out to them type of thing. So they offload it. Like, apparently they do everything. That's what I hear. So I don't know, but the income would be enough to where I could take Jordan, he could quit his job, go full-time on YouTube and focus on his YouTube channel, and every weekend we could travel and do different things. Like, we could take off to Las Vegas, we could take off to, you know, Utah, where the Skinwalker Ranch is, and more aliens and, you know, ghostly encounters. Droves of haunted places, you know, Zach Bagans Haunted Museum, you know, Colorado, hell, Denver, Colorado Springs, the mountains, no more than 6 hours out. Like, if we were temporarily living down there, which we would be, it'd be like month to month in a hotel, which we can get for under $2,000. So with the type of income, it still works out. And then on top of that, we would get like a full week off, you know, once a month. So we could either come back here and, you know, come back to our other apartment, which we would keep here. We would keep the apartment, you know, come back here and visit, you know, see family, whatever. Or, you know, we just take that week and go travel the country, you know, see some of you guys. Go down to Lubbock, Texas, you know. Hell, even if we're commuting back and forth between up here or down there and up here, we'd stop and see Lexi in Lubbock, Texas. But no, it's just, I don't know. It's a tough call. Because on the one hand, I'm in a position financially too right now. Like, I'm fine. I really am. But here before long, I'm going to have to start working extra days and like trying to figure out how I'm going to make up the difference, you know. And if Carl takes this thing, you know, there goes the truck, and what am I going to do? Am I going to have to find a new job? You know, Obviously, he doesn't want that. He's not jumping to any conclusions, jumping into anything right now. So that's why he was talking to me last night. He's like, you know, will you consider this? Because the family would make money, a lot of money. The business would make a lot of money. We've got 2 production companies we're talking to about TV deals. And trust me, like the TV world, you can be talking to production companies for a year or a year and a half. I've even heard of people talking to them for 2 years, just planning a program before it ever happens. So, I mean, we're probably in the way early stages of this thing, right? But nevertheless, we have 2 production companies interested in TV deals, you know, and something like that, off-roading in the truck, you know, would be perfect for something like that. I know the one company told me privately they're prepared to make me a very lucrative offer if I would be a part of their cast. So I'm thinking here, you know, several times the salary, lots more time off. It's the equivalent of like 2 weeks off a month between your regular days off and the 1 week off. Already tons more money. You know, if YouTube goes back up, I'm pretty much full-time on YouTube at this point. And then on top of that, a lucrative offer from a production company. You know, we've got investments, money in the stock market now. Like, things are going good. So I'm really like, you know, I don't want to live in Albuquerque. Bottom line, I don't. But then again, you know, if we stayed there in a hotel and we did this, we could still boogie out of there and take off, you know, for a whole week at a time and go travel, go film, you know, go see things and do things. And that's what we're kind of dealing with and mulling over behind the scenes. So I probably won't be able to get this video out this morning, as I do need to get home and eat dinner and then try to get back to sleep so I can get to work tonight. But no, I just wanted to give you guys an update on the situation, and that's why I've kind of been quiet, because last night, like, that's why I don't live stream, like I didn't hardly film last night, because the whole night was pretty much talking to Jordan's dad and Jordan and going, oh my God, you know, this is like the offer of a lifetime, potentially. And here's the other side of the coin too. Oil field can be fickle sometimes. I used to work at oil field in Kansas, so I know, like western Kansas. Sometimes it's booming, and then all of a sudden, without prediction, it's bust. Like there's no oil. And then all of a sudden there's another boom. So I understand that, but at the same time, I'm looking at it like there's enough money in it that it could be a very good opportunity for me and Jordan. And, you know, with money starting to roll in on YouTube and the other businesses and things like that, you know, I don't know. We're on that edge to where if we just jump in both feet and just go for it, you know, I think we can make this thing happen, you know. And if something falls through, we can always pull the truck somewhere else. You know, I'm with Carl, so if I follow the truck, you know, the truck can easily come back here the next day. As a matter of fact, the only thing holding us back from getting some other freight deals is an insurance policy. Like some of the major companies, shipping facilities, they want extra insurance coverage. So behind the scenes in truck driving, that's what we're facing, is like, you know, it's going to be several $1,000s down to increase the company's insurance coverage so that we can get on access to the load boards on these major shipping facilities that pay extremely well for loads, you know, even out of this place behind me. So whereas, you know, if we took this thing temporarily, we would have that cash flow, and, you know, he'd be looking at adding employees and, you know, making more profits from it. So even if it's temporary, like, it would bring enough cash flow that we could put into other things and easily transition right back up here or go someplace else. Like, you know, there's so much opportunity in the trucking world if you play your cards right. It's just a matter of budgeting and planning. And so I don't know, guys, that's enough for now. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a safe day. Everybody who's facing the next round of snow that's coming in this weekend, stay tuned and be safe if you're out in it. But I'll have more videos very soon. Love you guys.